This is Marienplatz Christmas market. We've come on a big day.
100,000 people line these embankments.
In 1991, the wall was broken down.
I just got a crepe for my lunch. It's got pesto, tomato, feta and balsamic. I feel like I'm visiting our Greek food back again. So it's all wrapped up. Looks yummy.
Done some serious Ks the last 24 hours, so we're just going to get a big wiener, which is something I never thought I'd say, and have that for lunch, and then we're going to finish walking to our accommodation. Good news is we've saved a lot on cabs, probably by my calculations. Best part of, I don't know, 120 euro over the last 2 days that we should have probably taken cabs. So we're going to put that into Hofbrauhaus tonight for dinner. Finally got the big wiener we hoped for. It's very juicy. The sausages are really good. A little bit of spice, and it comes standard with a bit of mustard. Some come with sauerkraut, a bit of sauce. Good stuff. We're going into the Hofbrauhaus. We've scored a table in the corner of the Hofbrauhaus, and it's pretty pumping. A little bit of German hospitality. A 1 litre Stein. Pretty good, going all right.
We've had a daytime walk through the market by the town hall here in Munich. It's a huge market. We've got just some non-alcoholic punches this time round. Bought a few Christmas little trinkets. Had a wander through the streets. It's a good day.
We're going to check out the residence. You can see a museum here and the crown jewels in the treasury. We've come on a big day because there's a few people getting around with Swedish flags, there's a news crew and the red carpet's out the front. We are going in. This residence was the home of the dukes and the centre of their power, leading all the way through to the kings of Bavaria until about 1918, and then they'd exited. And in 1920 it opened up to the public so they could see the treasury and all the art collections. They used to keep all of their art, all of their gold here in the residence, and it was adjusted all the time to suit who was in power at the time, and that's what all these photos are.
Each of the paintings has like an inner extra line around it that you can see there's been repairs. This was because during one of the invasions they wanted to keep the paintings safe. They didn't have time to take all the frames off the wall, so they quickly said, all right, just cut them out around the inside, rolled up the canvases and quickly stored those. All of the rooms we walked through are actually quite dark. They're actually just lit by pedestal lights. You can imagine back in the 16, 17, 1800s, obviously they didn't have electricity, but they would have only been lit by the windows over here. So very dark places. What a place to work. Got your desk there. Opulence all around. Got a games table. Little pianola. Bit of a lounge room here, I think. It's one apartment after another apartment. Some of them were residences, some of them were for visitors. They just go on and on and on. Once you're in, you're in.
These rooms were all destroyed in World War II with Allied bombing, so they've been rebuilt in the style. We're going into the residence Christmas market in the courtyard. This is the market held here at the residence in the courtyard. It's a little bit awkward. Fergans and Bowl. I wasn't even close, but she got what I was saying. Very similar to the one we had the first night. Sometimes you get these with fire and a bit of sugar in it. It's very nice. It's sweet. It's not as bad as that first night one.
Finally got my Kaspatzen. It's essentially like a mac and cheese with shallots, fried onions on the top. Looks so good. My comfort food.
up being a Swedish prince who was visiting today, so that's why we couldn't get into that area, but it didn't really matter. We got a good feel for everything. We're going over to the Treasury now and the theatre. We bought a multi-ticket so we can go and check it all out.
The Royal Theatre, their own private theatre within their residence. Look at that. Inside the theatre is absolutely stunning, and it's like 4 stories high. Up into the box seats up there, plenty on the stalls down here. Absolutely stunning space.
We've entered the Treasury and we're going to see all of their collection of crown jewels and gifts and high-end things they retained. This is one of their major pieces, and it's St. George slaying a dragon. It was designed to house some of his relics. It's all jewels, gold. Some of the ancient relics here from dukes and electors. Body parts, skin, bones. Crown jewels. Found the medieval market, so we're going to go in and have a look at some medieval stuff. Big square, all medieval style, and all the people at the stands are medieval style. That's some cool stuff. Whole roast pig. We have made it to Nuremberg, and we're just, as we always do, marching from the station to our location where we're staying the next couple of nights as we explore some of the World War II history of this area. This is the Christkindl market, the biggest one in Nuremberg and arguably Germany. This one's pretty busy, so it goes all the way along here. This is the Hauptmarkt Christkindl market. This is Weeklein Lebkuchen, which is one of the original purveyors of gingerbread as they know it here in Germany.
This is the House of Gingerbread. Smells absolutely delightful. They say that Nuremberg is the home to gingerbread, and there's so much gingerbread at this market. Like on the end of every aisle there's gingerbread after gingerbread, and it looks so good and fresh. Here they're actually baking the gingerbread on site at the market. It smells so good.
Legend has it, if you turn this ring on top up here, you get good luck. You need to turn it 3 times.
What did you wish for?
Vice Premiership.
I was going to do it 3 times for luck. The sun is starting to go down, so I think it might be glue wine time. Got the glue wine, it's quite strong. It's in a pretty cool mug in Nuremberg, adding to our collection. Steph's gnome shopping. Get lots of little handmade things. Steph's digging the gnomes. You get little gnomes there too, Steph. Hiking up to look at the Imperial Palace, and of course it's up on a hill, so we're hiking up. How many hills?
Palaces are on hills.
Yeah. We actually got here 3:20. It closes at 4, so we're going to pay to go in, and we also just did a palace just yesterday. 90% of Nuremberg was actually destroyed in 1945 after the Allied bombings. Most of the Imperial Palace survived the Allied bombings. It was damaged and things like that, but you can see there's little structures and walls that still remain, and then the rest of it was rebuilt. Most of the town had to be rebuilt, so there's distinctly newer style buildings here. They used a lot of the rubble and the bricks, etc., that were just wasted from the bombings, and tried to build them as best they could in the old style. The church here is St. Sebald, and Steph's going in to check it out. Big church, big in the area.
This is the old area in Nuremberg. We're seeing these Tudor style buildings, very much like what we saw in the German area in the Adelaide Hills. Two films of transport there, the traditional horse and carriage. We've seen a couple around just for looks, obviously this one in the older area, and then the lady rode past with her baby on the bike as well, which you see everywhere.
This is another market just down from the other one. There is markets everywhere. This one's got a big Ferris wheel, sun setting.
So many of the markets haven't had any music, and it's just missing that Christmas spirit because there's nothing happening in terms of audio or Christmas carols. Now this is a more modern song, but at least we've got some music here, and it just changes the feel of it completely. Even the reindeer are in on the action singing. Yeah, you're happy reindeer, aren't you guys? Yeah, you are. We've got dancing chipmunks. This has got a good Christmas spirit. This is so pretty, this Ferris wheel. It's well worth it. You get a full view over the city, and it's just come on dusk. We've got sunset just over to my right, and the lights of the markets are all starting to glisten. Wow, this is so pretty from up here. So I went this close. All we wanted is like one of the boot mugs. We finally found them, but he told me the eggnog comes in this one. But he said I could come back and exchange it afterwards. So we've got some eggnog to try in the meantime. It's really hot, like really hot.
What a time.
Jed, you're my hero. You got, show us. You got the cup, you got the boot. This is what we've been after.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Yeah, I'm getting the lights because this is like by far the best experience we've had at a market. We've actually got music playing. It's got so much character. It's like really cool.
We're in the heartland of what was Nazi Germany at the rally grounds of the Nazi Party, and this is a documentation centre. I'm going to go in and learn about everything that happened leading up to World War II. Hitler initially swept to power through the democratic process, won council seats, state seats, and quickly became a hero for the local Germans. He basically promised to get away from all the austerity measures that they were being put through the time. They were even having to print their own money in some cases and just trying to make do to get some bread with a wheelbarrow of cash. He promised them a better future, and so everyone got behind him very quickly. He was very charismatic, and he'd used the rally grounds for his propaganda, and people would come and they'd hear about it. There was actually 750 media who were accredited to report, most of them cheering for him, sharing throughout Germany that the Führer was the way to go. And with so much power and everyone behind him, that's how everyone got on board with all the atrocities that they did through World War II.
100,000 people line these embankments, looking down over all the soldiers, all the troops, all the machinery marching through. It's a giant big square.
Courtroom 600 is where the world dished out justice and set all the norms for the legalities of international law today. This courtroom was prepared by the Americans for this purpose of this trial. It was presented in 4 languages, transcripted. Initially the Germans felt, and those that lost felt, that it was being done because they're the victors, but ultimately it was seen as fair justice, and ultimately 12 were sentenced to death, 10 imprisonment for life, and a few were let go with minimal sentences.
When we booked our accommodation, we tried to get washing machines as often as we could, but sometimes it just wasn't possible. So over the last week, we haven't had access to a washing machine at all, and it was sort of at the point that we needed to do some washing. So we found a laundromat that was between the train station and our accommodation that we're checking into today. Kind of filled in the time nicely before we were able to check in, and it's a pretty fancy actually laundromat. Got heaps of machines. We're currently the only ones here. Tables to sit at. Looks like it might take us just over an hour as well to get all of our washing done, so pretty handy. Sometimes you've got to get things done.
We've just arrived in Berlin, so we're hitting the Christmas market. We've got one mission. What is it, Steph?
Our mission is to find soup, because we've had this goal the whole way through Europe. We haven't done it, but apparently it's here.
Not just any soup though.
Soup in a bread roll cup.
This is the shittest one we've been to. They're even on roller skates behind me. It is jam-packed. It's a Saturday night, so it's busy, but it's just a commercial meat market and people are falling through. The temporary police stand here, which probably tells you all you need to know.
One positive note, they have music. No one else has had Christmas carols live like this. So go Berlin for your live music. Well done.
Just jumped off the train and we're heading up to check out Brandenburg Gate. Brandenburg Gate was built back in 1791 and it was meant to be a symbol of peace. It ended up being a separation between East and West Germany during the Cold War and an entrance to the Berlin city, one of their grand entrances. It nearly got destroyed in World War II, but it's still a big thing to go and see today here in Berlin.
The design was inspired by the Greeks and by their building of the Parthenon and the Acropolis in that area. You can see the same sort of design on their pillars here that we used in Greece.
This is part of the Berlin Wall. There is an official memorial, but there's still remnants of the wall in the city. After World War II, the Allied powers actually carved up Berlin, ultimately putting their three parts of Berlin together. And Russia well, USSR at the time, had their part of Berlin and they wanted to run it as a communist state. Everyone else ran it as a capitalist state. As a result, there was a massive drain of people wanting to be part of the Allies. Everyone wanted part of the capitalist system and wanted to get away from the communist system, which suffered a major decline whilst the capitalists exploded. As a result, they needed this wall. This Checkpoint Charlie, which is one of the most famous Berlin Wall access-exit points for the Allies in and out of East Berlin. And this wall went all the way through Berlin and was stopping people from getting to the other side, heavily fortified and barbed wire and gunmen and all kinds of things. Actually, in 1991, the wall was broken down. There was a false report on the radio that it's been free to go through. Everyone ran to the wall and it fell. I remember as a kid hearing about the Berlin Wall falling. Going into Gendarmen markets, which is the only paid one, so €2. First time I've been to, but they've got programs and music, so we'll see how it goes. It's a bit Christmassy, a bit better than the one last night. We're on the hunt for a half-metre wiener. On with the fire bratwursts. We couldn't find the half-metre wieners, but these look pretty darn good.
This is more like it, and we've actually got live music actually singing Christmas carols. That's worth the entry fee.
We've come back for more. This is the next night now and we found the Ferris wheel. This market is actually a secondary market and we're on the hunt for soup.
There's still hope.
Some nuts. I got it. This one's redeemed Berlin a little bit. Got a tip from someone on Facebook that the soup is down this aisle, so we're heading down there now to see. We had to head towards the TV tower from the Ferris wheel, which we have done.
It's this one. We found it. Thank you.
That's hot too.
Yeah. Oh, so exciting. Oh, I can't believe this has happened. I've got like a cheesy soup, there was vegetable, there's goulash, there was heaps of flavours. So excited to go and eat this.
This is it, I've got the goulash here, as of the boys. So it's a dense bread with the goulash inside it. So I think the strategy is to dip the... Is it good?
He's got to eat some soup first.
Glue wine of the trip, last mug. Pretty good?
Yep, pretty good.